before I start my Raw review. So I was at Madison Square Garden, and I'm gonna show you guys the clips. So I was actually on TV. If you guys didn't know, well, I was literally at that section. There we go. I kept reacting. This is another clip. Credit WWE, obviously. There we go. See? Not gonna lie, during the first hour, I kept reacting by just doing, like, just reacting match. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. Definitely, I'm not gonna lie to you, it hits different. It hits different being there live. I'm also filmed a vlog. I'm gonna have to edit it up, and I'm gonna upload it later in the week. This is me too. Me too. Me too. And there you go. I kept reacting. I'm reacting like.
Batista. Kurt Angle.
I got good seat, man. Like.
How about Edge?
Didn't show my reaction. See, I got good seats, man. I had good seat.
But before you start all that complaining,
WWE Universe. Make it two. Raw Tag Team Champ. Little still days. Oh my God.
Yo, your boy is for the first time ever on Monday Night Raw, yo. I wish y'all could be here for real. It's what a different feeling up close, man, up close. Oh my lord.
In case I didn't show, yeah, there you go.
That's how you do it. Turnabout is fair play. The official was debating his qualifying Finn Balor in the meantime. Not even waiting for it is Rey Mysterio.
Alright. Yeah, hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stone Cold Bear, and today today is time for your late out of date Raw review. We talk about whatever. July 25th, Madison Square Garden. Stone Cold Bear, went to the world's most famous arena for the first time ever in my lifetime. And I told you, if any dumb son of a bitch try to start shit with me, they start giving me a hard time, then I'll give him ass whooping of a lifetime. Definitely not much people did. But the reality is, if people try to mock with me, even people try to mock Stone Cold Bear, saying, what? I reply, what back? It's like, and tell them to shut the fuck up. If you could, that's all you can say. You know only one word? But you know what? They shut up. We made peace because we all love wrestling there. And because that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold Bear said so. And sadly I didn't have you didn't have some cold ones, you didn't have any cans, but you know, I was able to still drink my colas magnificently there. But anyways, I'm gonna drink my Coca-Cola magnificently, cause that's the bottom line. Cheers, motherfuckers. Oh shit, cheers. Alright, back to my regular voice. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I was at Madison Square Garden. It was my first wrestling show, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Going there live, I can see probably why, and I hear people say the show is better when you go there. I see why people say the show is better when you're there, because it does hit different. I hate that the whole term nowadays, like people say, it hits different. Like either it's like some trying to be cool saying, but really, oh my god, it hits different. And if you guys didn't see me on TV, yeah, I was on TV apparently many times. I was filmed, so it was cool. So you could kind of, I was on TV, guys. I was the bold, Stone Cold, Austin 316 shirt guy. In the first hour, I was like into the show in terms of reacting, because I was not like recording much, but like I basically wanted just sort of fun of it. I'm not gonna lie. What I did on on TV. What I did there, obviously I also did because I was kind of hoping to be on TV. Saw a lot of crazy stuff, but like it was cool. I didn't react much to the Rey because I was like recording like some of it and whatever, but like I did react with my face or whatever. In the main event, but like I wish I kind of reacted to it. Maybe I would have had better react, but like it was like I wanted to also record that spear me and these people. By the way, I met some cool people. Shout out to them. I met some cool people at Raw. I'm not gonna lie, and you know what? Hey, they were, again, this is about my vlog. Man, there's like a lot of baddies though. Like, holy shit, there's a lot of cute chicks there at Raw, man. Like, I'm surprised. Like, and there's like there were like people on dates. There were like people who went as groups. You never see that type of shit probably in AEW. Okay, AEW probably got these weird wrestling fans. Okay, you got actually like normal people. People were telling me, hey, be careful with the smell. There was actually much smell. Like, sure, you had like people who were like smarky, but like. I think, like, thankfully, I did not sit with them. I sat, again, so I got good seats. I got, it's like a steal, my cousin told me. Shout out to my cousin Zan, who saw me on TV. If you guys saw me on TV, let me know, whatever. I was, like, on the 5th row. I was, like, in row section 5. Yeah, it was, like, literally the 5th row, by the way. The 5th row from the, you know, from this, I gotta make sure I get those seats again. I like those seats. I might try to get in the middle next time. I'm gonna probably get, or maybe in the future, maybe I'll be legit in the front, but honestly, like, I wouldn't be in the middle always, no matter where I am. But that was good, man. Pretty fucking awesome. Obviously, listen, don't get me wrong, yes, I bash wrestling every week. Wrestling fucking, it's not as good as it used to. Wrestling sucks. But I'm not gonna lie, it did feel different because it was Madison Square Garden, and plus I was there. I think the show is better when you're there. Plus, I would even say I would say this: if I was home and I was just watching the show like regularly, I would honestly say the show was decent. I thought the show was decent for most part actually, but definitely I was going to say. By being there, the show was way better being there, and it's actually not bad. It actually was a good show. I enjoyed it. I did wish though, and I was talking to these people, and I was surprised. Like, all these people I met were the first time in their lives too that went to a WWE show. And we were talking about, man, we wish we went to the Madison Square Garden for SmackDown with Edge and Rollins and Lesnar and Reigns. Obviously, it would have been way better if Lesnar was there. I am a bit disappointed that Edge wasn't there. Apparently, Edge wasn't there because of a last-minute flight issue, but he'll be there at SummerSlam apparently. I was kind of disappointed, not like, oh, where's Edge, man? Maybe Edge be the main event or whatever. But then I was like surprised, like, wow. So the main event match was Reigns, and it was not a dark match. I thought that was gonna be like a dark match, but thankfully that was actually on the show, which I'm surprised. I'm happy for the people. Again, I am all for like, and I do see like, I do think I agree with Vince Russo and a lot of these people. Like, they're treating Raw as like a house show many times. My problem definitely was the show. It's like, you know, too many baby faces win. It's not like much storyline progression. It was just basically matches or whatever. Even I will say this, and I will give this, like, what I've seen people said about the first 45 minutes of the show, and I agree with this. The first 45 minutes did advance some storylines, in a way, with many types of people, so that was kind of cool. So, it was alright, you know, it was alright. So, and you got people... And, you know, it's... So, I would say... And, yeah. So, Triple H is in charge. I might do a separate video. Listen, I like Triple H as a wrestler, but I don't think he'll be a great booker because, again, he's like an indie mark. He likes favoring the indie fans. I mean, I'll do a video explaining, but, like, if maybe... But the thing is, maybe might not be much of a difference. I'll be honest with you. But... Obviously, maybe, like, if he gets people out, but, like, I do hope, though, maybe the reason why he only catered, like, because, again, he was, like, the indie fans, they only watched it. Since this is going to be a show where mainstream fans watch, hopefully he will actually realize that it's actually, you know, this is mainstream, we got to cater to mainstream. Maybe that was the point of NXT, we don't know. But I will say this, like, the show wasn't too bad. Again, it's a Madison Square Garden show. They always gonna try to do something interesting, so... I just hope, like, definitely next time, There'll be more wrestlers I like, but yeah, I do hope to go to Madison Square Garden in the future, maybe to Barclay, whatever. But Barclay's kind of far. Anyways, the show hit different. I enjoyed my time. I enjoyed being there. The show was fun. I will say, like, wow, I'm very impressed. Like, I can see why it's like worth going there. It's better, I would say. But I mean, here's the thing. Even if I maybe was on the show last week, I would have probably told you that the show is lame. I would say like definitely a big plus about this show. There was Reigns on the show. We were celebrating Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary. You had some wrestlers. I'm not gonna. You had some stars there. You had people to give a fuck about, and they try to, I guess, make people care about some wrestling stories and whatever. Even though there's not much stories in these matches. A lot of people like the show because there are too many matches, or. I mean, I will say this. I was surprised, like, how, like, the matches in person were way better watching than at home. Maybe I wouldn't have cared fuck about a lot of these matches I was watching at home. But, it worked. Honestly, but, I don't know. Like, I felt the wrestling was not too bad, actually, on the show. Obviously, they were long for sake of being long, like, being for match marks. But, like, hopefully that does not have to be the case. But, it was fine, honestly, in person. So, there's lots of things to say, but honestly, I want to just get the review before I run out of time. But I'll definitely talk about this more also on the vlog too. Anyway, so let's talk about Raw. Actually, but before Raw, I want to talk about like what happened on. So this is gonna be kind of a main event for the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen. This is a main event / Raw, or basically just basically like an in-person perspective. What happened on the show review? Okay. So they did main event. I think they pre-taped main event. So here's what I would tell you what happened on main event. So main event, my first ever match that I saw was Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander versus T-Bar and Akira Tozawa. For my first wrestling match seen in person, I'm not gonna lie to you, and this would have been cool if the cruiserweights were a thing. The match was actually not too bad. It started off pretty, like, crazy. Like, they were doing crazy, flippy move. Obviously, like, that's, like, indie kind of shit. But, like, it's appropriate for these wrestlers if it was, like, cruiserweight stuff, right? This is, like, a match that goes, like, cruiserweight division. I'm surprised that they don't even do this on TV. Like, why aren't these wrestlers doing this type of stuff when it was, like, the cruiserweight division, right? So these wrestlers are doing cruiserweight stuff. The only aside from T-Bar, but T-Bar, he was actually doing. I see why people like T-Bar. Shout out to KDL, this wrestler named KDL, indie wrestler who was on the Smartbuster streams. The Unbreakable Caden LeDuc. He's apparently friends with T-Bar. I can see why your buddy. He's basically like. Here's the problem when he was like in NXT. He had no character in NXT, but he actually is not too bad of a wrestler. So. I mean, I get it. Again, I will say this. Last night gave me a newfound respect for all these wrestlers. Even though a lot of these wrestlers are kind of boring and stupid shit, they do fucking try, I guess. I don't know. But, like, obviously, I mean, I'm not saying, but, like, I mean, I can't really say they don't really try. Like, maybe I'm just being too generous. I do think a lot of people don't really try in terms of trying to make themselves interesting. But I can see, like, at least, like, in a way, they kind of seem like they wanted to try to do stuff. Like, I could tell, like, yeah, they do love this. There's a reason why they're doing this, so, I can't complain about that. And so, yeah, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali won. The match was actually not too bad. Then they did Carmella and Tamina. I think it was, like, I think Asuka and Dana Brooke defeated Carmella and Tamina. Carmella, I'm not gonna lie to you, in person, I mean, they didn't show much her face, right? Maybe that's being generous of them. I can see why people like Carmella, and honestly, like, I mean, before her plastic surgery, I thought she was cute. She had a good body, man. Like, Lord. In person, seeing these chicks, though, but obviously not joy seeing Tamina and Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I mean, some people like Bianca, okay. I'm not saying black women are ugly, but it's just like, she's not like my sort of type. I mean, I'll tell you, like, Sasha Banks before her being, like, a feminist cunny bitch, and also having disgusting hair and balding, she was actually, like, good. I mean, I like 2015 Sasha. She was more hotter, so there you go. So that match happened, and yeah, that was like the only matches. Then, yeah, and apparently this is how the show started. So they started with Logan Paul. So the show started. So this is the official Raw review portion. In person, watching. So Logan Paul comes out and says, apparently the show started with just the brawl. The show started with Logan Paul saying like, "Yo, Miz, I don't want to wait for you, man. I'm in UE in Madison Square Garden, New York, and let's finish what we started last week." That's what happened, and that's when they led to the brawl. So the show started with brawl. It started off hot, as they say. You know, they wanted to, you know, make the show something. I guess like there's a different pace or whatever. It was fine. I will tell you this: the fans did not like Logan Paul. They did not give a shit about Logan Paul. So I can tell the difference. And just watching back on the clips online, they do pipe in cheers now or whatever. And they were basically bashing Logan Paul, so they don't like Logan Paul. I mean, I don't really like him too, so it's whatever, you know. I mean, I don't care for him, but at least he has something. But like, wow, like the guy is not really liked. Like, wow. But then the Bloodline comes out, and oh my god, yo, in person, wow, Roman Reigns is like one of the only wrestlers in this shit. But obviously, that's like, wow, like this is the only guy you book to make people care. No wonder this guy gets so many cheers. Like, damn, it's crazy. Like this guy as a heel, wow. And oh my god, like in person, the pyro is like fucking gunshots, which is, it's so crazy. It's like, wow, but it's like fucking wow, loud pyro. Definitely being near the pyro, like you could feel like the flaming from the pyro or whatever. You could feel stuff like that. But it was like worth it, kind of cool, honestly. Just the pyro, the entrances seen in person, cool. Roman Reigns' entrance was great with the Bloodline, Paul Heyman. Seeing Paul Heyman in person, it was so cool. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. It hit different. You're gonna be hearing me saying that nowadays. So Roman Reigns says he doesn't feel like talking. So he said, "Acknowledge, Madison Square Garden, acknowledge me," right? And then he gave Heyman to say he doesn't feel like talking. Heyman says the sound guy must be from New Jersey, or he could be the next guy to go, referencing Vince. So it's kind of like, so yeah, you know, it was cool. Like how they kept breaking the fourth wall, as they say, mentioning, you know, it's fun. Definitely Reigns and Mysterio were the best guys talking tonight, you know. Not gonna lie, they sound organic, you know? And Heyman too. Heyman says that this place that Sunday marks 700 days as Reigns' title reign. This fits perfectly into Brock Lesnar, who pisses everyone's parade. He ruined Randy Couture's title reign, The Undertaker's winning streak at WrestleMania, John Cena's comeback match at SummerSlam last year. And it says Reigns is going to try to ruin the party for Reigns, but then Heyman compares the Reigns-Lesnar rivalry to Steve Austin and Rock and Hogan versus Savage. Heyman says it's time for Lesnar to go back to Saskatchewan and slaughter a bunch of hogs. And then Theory interrupts and talks about cashing in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam while the crowd giving him loud "what" chants. Theory gets in the ring. Reigns tells Theory that your daddy not here anymore. And then we fucking chanted "Daddy's boy," and then "Daddy's not home." Oh my lord, it was fun. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually fun in person. Holy fuck. And it's Madison Square Garden, so it's great. Then Reigns basically, again, Reigns is organic. Like, he plays it off. The guy actually could promos. Like, Reigns says, like, if Theory keeps messing around, the tribal chief's gonna be his daddy. So it's cool. And then it says, "I'll run the garden now." And then the Bloodline leaves. Jey Uso hits Theory on his way out. Like, he gave him like a smack in the head, like playfully. But then Theory hits a few times the briefcase. But Reigns holds off Jey Uso. The Bloodline leaves without further incident. This does lead to something in the future, so that's kind of cool. Drew McIntyre was on the show. It was actually like very exciting. And again, they should end the brand split, hopefully. But it was great to see McIntyre. I was like, wow, McIntyre's on the show. And again, it all worked out. This is Raw. And both people from, again, this has helped advance the story, make you care for SmackDown a little bit. You know, McIntyre, they're like, even though it's your generic match turned to a tag match cliche, I did not like that. But at least, like, I will say that, you know, it helps something. It should have helped maybe lead to something in a future match, maybe like SmackDown, and then that would make sense for, you know, SummerSlam for McIntyre versus Sheamus. But I don't know. But anyways, so Drew McIntyre first match defeats Theory by disqualification. The match should have lasted short, but even in person, I was still like, I was reacting. I should show you those clips. I was reacting without my camera on. I was like, because you know, for television, but I was like, you know, kind of wanted to, like, what would Stone Cold do? Like, Stone Cold even before, like, BAM! Like, whenever a big move. So I was, like, kind of reacting, that sort of thing, the first hour. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was, like, drained after the first hour. Especially, like, come to the second hour, like, the show was, like, whatever. It was, like, until the main event, you know, kind of, like, died down. So McIntyre gets McIntyre wins by disqualification after the Brawling Brutes come out, and then Bobby Lashley makes the save, and then the second match, Lashley and McIntyre defeats Sheamus and Theory. This happens because Ziggler was there. They finally actually mentioned something like why. Apparently Ziggler, so we'll talk about that. But like that's something. So Lashley, McIntyre won. In person, the match was not too bad actually. In person, so I will give it that. Then after the match, Theory's posing with the Money in the Bank, even though he lost, but then he gets super kicked by the Usos, and then Reigns says, you know, you better make the right decision come to SummerSlam, boy. Then backstage, Ziggler basically says, you know, he's seen this coming, like he's seen all this time that you know, like people come and go, and the Theory was just handed stuff. So that's something, you know. I gotta finish this really early because like I'm running out of time. And then fucking Styles approaches Ziggler. I don't know. And then the Alpha Academy. I didn't really care about this, but whatever. Then we see a video package of Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary. We see a video package of Edge. It's basically the same video package we've seen before. But the thing is, apparently Edge was supposed to be there, but he wasn't. So that's why it's like no real new. Then it was great seeing Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary. So 20th anniversary, he says the truth is the guys. So he talks about how he was 14 years old in his first match. Never imagined that he would be performing inside a WWE ring and getting paid. He says the truth is that his size were not part of business back then, and that he broke the so-called blueprint of what a superstar looks like. He made a lot of friends who paid, and along the way. It paved the way for him. Mentioned Dean Malenko, Batista, Kurt Angle, Edge, Eddie Guerrero. Man, I did that Eddie Guerrero shimmy. Oh Lord, it was fun doing that. It was great talking about Eddie, how he loved him, and how he kind of looks at how he thinks that Eddie's looking after him. Thanks his fans, the wife. Says he's proud of Dominic. Says that hopefully he'll represent the Mysterio name still, no matter what, after he's gone. And he says it's going to be that he, in the legendary and iconic Madison Square Garden, thanks to fans, that Finn Balor being interrupted by coming in the crowd, and this leads to the match. We've seen this match before, but I'm not going to lie, in person, and I think the match probably was, like, better than usual anyways. Like, there was, like, more, in a way, like, caring, you know? So, Mysterio's defeats Judgment Day. The match was actually not too bad. It was actually a good match. In the end, you know, they tried to, you know, basically what happened with Mysterio, because they tried to get this chair involved, right? They tried to get Mysterio disqualified, but then Dominic. So it was like kind of smart thinking with Dominic. So there's like a little bit logic. Maybe that is Triple H. I don't know. You know, maybe sometimes with Triple H he does logic. You know, I'll not lie that, but like just like but things be doing a lot of them with them indie people. So Dominic distract the ref, hitting Finn Balor. Then freaking, but like Finn Balor kind of like no soul, like getting hit or whatever. But then Mysterio like, oh, and then like and then Mysterio won, the Mysterios win after like you know the match continued 619. Cool seeing 619, so it's like pretty cool, you know. And then backstage we see the Mysterio family celebrating. We see the old Rey Mysterio gets a gift. It's this old Howling Havoc attire, and then Rhea Ripley shows up. Aaliyah and Rhea Ripley had like a confrontation, and the freaking, you know, chaos ensues. The Judgment Day. I don't like this. Like they're making Dominic look like a bitch. Like again, I don't like this whole emasculating bullshit with the men. But so Dominic and they put Mysterio through the table. I will say this. Finn Balor says, you know, it's not your celebration, it's my birthday. I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of Finn Balor's, that's kind of funny. So I will say that. They put him through a table. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, they basically waste time and they brawled. Backstage, Bliss says that whoever's in line, she'll be in. She wants the women's title, and says she likes Lily, and they sell more WWE shop, whatever. It's announced that Judgment Day and Mysterious will have a match at SummerSlam. Like, really? But it's gonna be no disqualification, which shouldn't this match be no DQ? Honestly, that would have been way better. And then Edge and Mysterio's versus Finn Balor and whatever. They're people. I don't fucking know. Alexa Bliss defeats Doudrop. Did not give a shit about the match. Like, my god, looking at Doudrop was disgusting. But man, Alexa Bliss though, holy fuck. I will say this. This show, during commercials, they did have like DX. They had like music, like DX music, John Cena's music. Like, oh, do your best, you can't see me. And Alexa Bliss did a cute "You Can't See Me." So not gonna lie, that was cute. You know, she's a pretty cute girl. Her husband Ryan, whatever, walked past me in front. They got a picture, and I even said, hey, nice to see you in person. I even said hi to Ryan, whatever. I don't know the guy. You know what? Good for them. He seemed like a nice guy. I'm not gonna lie. He was like, hey, thank you. You know, he was like a very nice guy, actually. You know, he stopped to get a picture with this guy who I met at the show. Very nice, very nice. I met some cool people. There's like some dickish security guards and whatever, but some security guards were very nice. Shout out to some of the security guards that took my picture or whatever, and you know, were very nice. It was a mixed bag. Some people were good people, some people were not. But definitely fans were kind of cool, you know. Then we had backstage that, you know, AJ Styles talks to Logan Paul, blah blah blah. Then we get Impulsive TV. Maurice was there, and Maurice looked hot in person, and then I have to rush with this. Miz basically says, you know, I don't have average, I'm not average or whatever. Like, I don't know. He says he measures, but it's like, I don't know. There's some talking about dick measuring and, you know, oh, which one is balls. Like, the fans don't like either, man. People were liking the Miz more, which is like, you know, wow, but whatever. And then Tommaso Ciampa and Miz attacks Logan Paul, whatever. Styles and Ziggler defeats the Alpha Academy. The match was whatever. I literally screamed, Ziggler flops like a fish. So, you know, I don't know if people heard that. People kept chanting one at a time when they were like, when Miz was getting beating up Logan Paul, because people don't like Logan Paul, which is like, they're trying to buy him as a babyface, and this guy, like, wow. And the main event, Roman Reigns and the Usos defeats Riddle and the Street Profits. We had some blood. I saw it in person, like, wow. Montez Ford was bleeding. I think there was one spot, like, I will say this, there was, like, some spots, like, wow, people probably got legit punched and whatever, right? There was, like, one big hit. I think, like, I think it was either the Usos or one of the Street Profits. One of the Street Profits was like, I said, he needs some milk! And everyone was laughing. And then the Uso guy, and I said, you need milk too, boy! That was great. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, I'm surprised this match was the main event. Reigns and the Usos, because I thought this was like a dark match type of thing. It was like kind of cool for people also watching. So Reigns and the Usos defeated Riddle and the Street Profits. A good way to end the show. The match was actually not bad in person. Definitely Reigns is what people care about and the Bloodline. But I'm not gonna lie, the Street Profits are actually not too bad wrestlers, man. They're not that. And Riddle, he's okay. Definitely this match was good. I like the spear. Again, this show would have been way better if Brock Lesnar came out after the show. That would have been way better. Heck, maybe like, why not? Like Brock, like, so Riddle, the show ends with Riddle getting cursed by Rollins. Rollins cuts, like, really, this is how they end the show. I mean, people were chanting the song. I'm sorry, I still think Seth Rollins acts like a prima donna, fucking flamboyant guy, but like, I mean, I do think he's a good wrestler, so, you know. But yeah, so bunch of curb stomp to the steps. Maybe Riddle should sell that, like, maybe that should have led to maybe Orton versus Rollins at SummerSlam, if Riddle maybe injured, but like, they're gonna probably have him like wrestle anyways. So that's how they end the show. The show would have been way better maybe if like Rollins was helping the Bloodline attack the 3 men, and then Lesnar comes out. That would be way, and then that would lead to Lesnar and Reigns confrontation on SmackDown. That would be good, right? Man, why not Lesnar on the show, man? That's why I kind of wish I would have. I think the show last year, like at the show before 9/11, the show MSG for Edge and Rollins, Lesnar and Reigns was there, and the dark match with Cena was way better. Idea, way better show. But this show was actually not bad. So overall, the show in person was good. If I was watching at home, I wouldn't even say the show was decent. So, or okay, you know. But definitely, the show hits different in person. So I'm not gonna lie, so that was my experience. Overall, the show, yeah, it hits different. Alright? So I enjoyed it. And that's the bottom line. Go Stone Cold Zubair said so. Till next time, peace. Yeah, bye. God bless everybody. My first wrestling show in 22 years of my life being a fan. I guess I'm not the only one who's trying to watch the show in person as like in their age. But hey, you know, go wrestling. Hopefully wrestling will still be good. I don't know. But like, it definitely hits different. This is the first show with Vince. Not too different, but definitely he will be missed. God bless Vince, though. Oh, yeah, I did have a poster that said, "Thank you, Vince." But here's the thing. They made me... This is why I say the security was kind of bitchy. They made me throw away the poster because it was too big, even though they had bigger posters before. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't say people. God bless everybody. Till next time. First experience, I was there. Fun experience. Fun show. If I was watching at home, the show I would roll and just watching back. The show was okay. It's decent. It was definitely better than last week, definitely, and just in general. All right, bye guys.